Assalamu alaikum everybody and welcome to Channel of Robots. Uh, Today I'll be presenting you a new software that I've come across called Roborealm. It's a computer vision application with a very simple modular based interface. It's free to use but only for 30 days, and then you'll have to purchase a license after that time. It's not an expensive license at that as well, considering what the software can do. Today I'll be running you through just a quick tutorial on how to track a simple object against a flat background. The ease of use of this program is really what makes it great. You can get on with your design without having to go through programming headaches, and it's an easy way to get started with robot vision without having to learn a complex language. So here you can see the end result. The object is tracked and its orientation is tracked as well. You can extract the orientation data, center of gravity of the object as well. This is really a very simple tutorial just to show you how to track the object without getting the data. So here, if you don't already have the software, it's available online at Roborealm.com, and then follow the download link. From there, sign up, submit, and they'll send you a link to download the program. So once you open up the application, you'll start with the screen looking like this. Maybe you won't have this preview available. So to do that, all you have to do is go into options, and then from there, in the first video tab, you'll have an option. If you have your webcam plugged in, just select your webcam from the menu. If you hit video format, depending on your webcam, this dialog might look different, and you can choose the appropriate resolution that you want. I currently use 320 by 240. I find that my webcam can keep up at that size, that resolution, without lagging. But if you have a better webcam, then go ahead and choose a larger resolution. So if we choose colors and we go into RGB filter, so basically Roborealm works on a filter basis or a component basis, modular basis. So here you can filter red. You can see that's the red lead on the box that I'm tracking. We're going to be, for this example, using gray, and we'll be minimizing. We don't need hue there, so we'll set that to 0. Minimize the intensity. So since this is the darkest object on the view, we're going to be minimizing it. If we set it into black mask, we'll be able to see the effect better. Minimize the intensity until we see that we have just the object highlighted, and then click OK. So then you've got basically a blob here now. You can go into blobs, and then for my case, because I've got this lead still showing up, I'm going to go into separate blob, and that gets rid of the lead. Now if you can see, my hand's being tracked as well, so we'll need to minimize the intensity of the filter. So we can just go back into this, selecting the RGB gray filter that we just put on, and hit the edit button or double click, and then we can minimize the intensity so that my hand doesn't show up in there anymore. That seems to be about right. So if we go into, you can see sometimes we still get those little ones there, so we can filter those out, because we know that the largest object here is the object we want to track. So if we go into blob size, and here you can set different thresholds if you have a large amount of blobs, but we only want one. So if we go down to limit to the one largest object to be tracked, and click OK, and that will get rid of the smaller objects surrounding it. As you can see, it's flickering about a lot, so we can use the smooth hole filter to stabilize it just a bit. You might not have to use this depending on what you can see in front of you at the moment. Maybe 5 should do it. I'll go back into the RGB filter and add a bit more to that. Okay. And now is where the magic happens. We'll go into blob tracking, and this will track the blob. Blob the track. You can see there's a number cycling up here. This number is representing a blob that's being tracked, so it's not recognizing this as one blob, rather it's thinking it's multiple blobs and cycling through them. So it's detecting a new blob every frame. So what we need to do is go into tracking features, and track by color will probably be the best thing. So as you can see, that number's stopped now. You can also, to improve the tracking, track by size and location, and you can change the weighting of each of these features to your liking, but I see leaving the defaults works just fine. So then how do we go back to having the line around the blob and showing on the original video? So that's under blobs as well. If you go into blob replace, and then you can replace the blob with a square or a box that you want, and then if you choose overlay on and choose your source, which is the camera, you'll see we've gone back to the source. So here you can change to minimal enclosure so that rotation is tracked as well, and you can change your box to whatever color that is available there. White, blue, red, it's up to you. As you can see, there's still these squares that are being tracked with it at the top here. These are the numbers from the blob track. So if you go back into blob tracking and display blob ID, just remove that tick box, click OK, and if you go back to blob replace, it should be gone. So if you haven't already tried out Roborealm, give it a try. It's a very good software. It's a very easy program to start out with, as opposed to OpenCV, where if you don't have a lot of programming language experience, you're going to be finding it a bit difficult to start out with. If you would like the Robo demonstration file used in this tutorial, you can download it at the link provided on your right hand side in the description box.